Okay, good morning and namaste to all of you. So in this Gita class today, we are touching upon the topic laziness. Okay. So Karuna will recite the Gita Dhyanam and the four verses which are from chapter 3, as you know, Gyan Karm Sannyas, that is the topic of title of this chapter. And then one verse from chapter number 6, Atam Sanyam Yog, and one verse from chapter 18, Mok Sannyas Yog. So Karuna, please start.
Yes, thank you, Hersh. Om Parthaaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamrutavarshiniം Bhagavatim अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवत् गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटन् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पदैर्हरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुल्लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। I start with first Shloka. Niyatam kuru karma tvam karma jyayo karmanaha Sharirayatra pichate na prasiddhyeda karmanaha Karmanaiva hi samsiddhimastita janakadayah Lokasangrahamevapi sampashyan kartumarhasi Natyashnatastu yogosti na chaikantamanashnatah न चाति स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुन यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थन्तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्. Thank you, Hersh.
Thank you very much, Karna. Recited so beautifully. So as you know, today's topic is laziness. What do our scriptures say about laziness? In Yoga Darshan, written by Rishi Patanjali, when he enumerated the obstacles on this path of spirituality, he mentioned laziness as one of them. Most of you have studied Yoga Darshan in chapter 1, verse number 30. He says, Vyadhi, Satyan, Sanshay, Pramad, Alasya. So Sanskrit term for laziness is alasya. And in Hindi, we call it alas. Okay? So this laziness is a big obstacle on this path of purity or spirituality. What do the Vedas say about laziness? They say, alasya hi manushyanam sharirastho mahan ripu. Mahan ripu. Ripu means enemy. So laziness is the greatest enemy of a human. Sharir satho. Where does it reside? In our body. In our own body. And then in the next line, the Vedics here, they tell us how to get rid of it too. If this is an enemy, and we need to learn how to combat this enemy. They say, na asti udhyasama samo bandhu kritva yatrna siddhati. Work is most trustworthy friend. Work, action. And this work, when we do, they say, it gives us a guarantee against the downfall. So one of the biggest pitfalls on the spiritual path is laziness. Laziness can come in 3 different ways in our personality. Laziness of comfort orientation. We want to stay comfortable. We want to live cozily. The second way laziness comes as a loss of heart, a kind of a deep discouragement, a feeling of giving up on ourselves, a feeling of hopelessness. We just become lazy. And the third type of laziness is a person doesn't care at all. So that's called a laziness of couldn't care less. Laziness will trigger a lot of physical ailments in our body. Muscle weakness. Even the bone density becomes less. So these are like adverse effects on our physical and at the same time on the mental health also. A lazy person can gain too much weight, and that excess weight can cause a lot of problems. There could be cardiovascular issues and overall decline in well-being we see in a lazy person. And that's how it can contribute to a mental health challenges like depression and anxiety also. What do we do? Because Vedas, they definitely told us to stay active, but how to stay active? We got to learn how to maintain a healthy lifestyle. That means regular exercise, a balanced nutrition is very, very important. Every day we got to know what I'm going to do. In fact, the night before we sleep, we should know how our next day is going to be shaped. Prioritize your tasks. Identify your distractors. Because there are so many distractors these days. We could be even in our own home and we can be distracted. Identify them. Consider your goals and reward yourself for the accomplishments. Visually track your healthy lifestyle. Visually. Practice mindfulness techniques. And at the end of the day, reflect your day. Did you waste time? Did you get distracted uselessly? So a poor diet, a lack of exercise, excessive consumption of stimulants, it could be just a coffee, tea, and definitely alcohol, can negatively affect your energy levels and overall well-being. Feel lazy. Later on, Urmil is going to expand on this. So let me go through these 4 verses where Lord Krishna directly tells us, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. So in verse number 8 of chapter number 3, he is encouraging us to do our obligatory duties. All of us, no matter which station of life we are in, we have some obligations. Make sure you do them properly. Niyatam kuru karam tvam karam jyaya hi akarmanah sharir yatra apichate na prasiddhyet akarmanah. He says, perform your bounden duties. Action is superior to inaction. So no matter what your duty is, it's better than sitting idly. Then in the next line, he says, even the maintenance of the body would not be possible for you if you stay inactive. Maintenance of this body. We reside in this body. This beautiful temple has been given to us. We need to take care of it. So that's why I was mentioning earlier, exercise properly, giving a proper diet so that we can maintain this body. Through this body, we do our duties. We know there are daily duties which are called Nitya Karam. Then there are duties we do on special occasions, namatic karma. It could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be bi-monthly, namatic karma. So periodically we do it. So there are some daily duties or some special occasion duties. Then sure, there are certain karam we do to fulfill our desires, kamya karam. So nitya karam, namatic karam, kamya karam. And the fourth one we should not do as a sadhaka. That's called a nishedh karam, forbidden actions. Those we should not do. Okay, that's what these great teachers are telling us. So we are warned that even a healthy bodily existence is not possible if we were to live in complete inertia, inactivity, laziness. Because inactivity brings about the destruction of the nation, the society, of the home, and very often the individual himself. A person becomes victimized by his own idleness and comes to suffer physical debilities, intellectual deterioration. If a person lives continuously in indolent idleness. So now the second verse, he's giving us examples of these great kings also. Sometimes we think that a king is just only ordering and not doing anything, living in the luxury. No, they stay very active too. So he gives us example of a King Janak. And we all are familiar with the King Janak from the Ramayana. Sita Mata's father. He was a Karam Yogi. Karmana ev hi samsiddhim asthita Janak adya lok sangraham evapi sampashyan kartum aharasi. This is verse number 20 in the same chapter. Gyan Karam Sannyas Yoga. Janak and others attained perfection verily by action. Because we are on the path of perfection. So we're going to attain that perfection by doing the actions, not by not doing the actions. Even with a view to protecting the masses, you should perform action. Because Lord Krishna is talking to Arjuna and through us also, through Arjuna. Arjuna, as a warrior, as a prince, he is supposed to protect the masses. If you are lazy, you cannot do that. So that's why he says, even with a view to protecting the masses, you should perform actions. So the wise kings in the past, they attained perfection through action. King Janak attained perfection through Karam Yoga. While discharging his kingly duties. And even after reaching that transcendental platform, he continued to do worldly duties. Purely for the reason that it would set a good example. Sorry about this little noise over here. Hopefully it will be done. They'll be done with that. Because the world follows the leaders. So in our own home also, we are the leaders. If we are lazy, our children will watch us. They'll become lazy. Or our grandchildren. Or if we are a head of a company, or even a manager at some company, if we are lazy, the people who are subordinate to us, they'll follow us too. They'll become lazy. Everybody is following somebody, and everybody is being followed by others too. Humanity is inspired by the ideals that they see in the lives of great people. So we all have this moral responsibility to set lofty examples for inspiring the rest of the population or anybody who watches us. And it helps us also on this path. So it's not only, we are not just responsible for our life, we are responsible for the people around us too. So inspire others to perform prescribed duties. That's what he's saying. Then next verse, which is chosen for us, is from chapter number 6, Atam Sanyam Yoga. And this is verse number 16 there in that chapter. Na अतिशनतः तु योगः अस्ति न च एकान्तम् अनश्नतः न च अति स्वपनशीलस्य जाग्रता न एव च अर्जुन. So Lord Krishna is saying yoga is not possible for him who eats too much. So moderation in eating, because when we eat too much also we become lazy, we want to sleep. Not for him who does not eat at all. If we starve ourselves, again we won't have the energy to work. Nor for him who sleeps too much. Excessive sleep is tamasic. Nor for him who always awake, O Arjun. So we got to learn to live a moderate life. Moderation in indulgences and activities at all levels of our personality. This is a prerequisite. When we follow this prerequisite only, then we can assure our true success on this path. Strict moderation. So that means we got to reflect upon it. What should I eat? How much should I eat? What time should I wake up? What is proper for me? What is the time when I should go to sleep? It's our life. We got to design it. We got to look at it. Sure, with the age or sometimes with the physical ailments, we can change a little, but in the general, there should be a strict discipline in our life. When Rishi Patanjali started those sutras, the very first verse, very first sutra, he said, At Yoga Anushasana. Anushasan is the word. So our life has to be fully disciplined. How much to eat, when to eat, when to sleep, when to work, all of this. So strictness in our life. And another term for that is Sanyam also. That's why the title of this chapter is Atam Sanyam Yoga. There has to be a Sanyam. Sanyam in our life. Then in chapter 18, Moksha Sannyas Yoga, where he talks about the happiness. This verse is picked from there. Because all the actions we do for the happiness, for the pleasure. And Lord Krishna says there is a tamasic player, there's a rajasic player, and there's a sattvic player. He encourages us to move towards the sattvic pleasure. So in this verse number 39, he's giving us the definition of a tamasic player. See, just like I was telling you earlier, carelessness, overindulgence, that is tamasic. Yat agre cha anubandhe cha sukham mohanam atmana Nidra alasya pramad uttam tat tamasam udahritam. The pleasure or the happiness, which at first and in the sequel deludes the self, arising from sleep, indolence, and carelessness, is declared to be tamasic. So nidra, alasya, and pramad. Pramad. Sure, we feel happy when we are sitting down and we say that I'm not doing anything today, but that is tamasic. Or when we keep waiting for the weekend to come and we'll just relax. Sure, relaxation is important, but moderation in relaxation too. Okay, body needs rest, mind needs rest, but over indulgence in that is not good. This alasya, inertia, it's not just only for the body. It is of the intellect also. It seeps into the intellect. The alsi person becomes so insensitive towards the inspiring songs of life. No inspiration. A person with this kind of an intellect is generally tossed here and there by the passing tides of his own instincts and impulses. So alas is not just for the body. It seeps into our subtle personality. Mind becomes alasi. And that's what the pramad is. So body becomes alasi, mind becomes alasi, and intellect does not even think about the higher goals of life. So that's why these Vedas and all these rishis, they are telling us to wake up, don't be alasi. This is a ripu. This is an enemy of a man. Okay, so now I will request Urmil to take from here, and you can unmute yourself, Urmil.
Yes, thank you, Hershey. You have put it in perspective. And now that we already know that laziness is no good, it's only self-destructive, I am going to focus a little bit on the solutions and the root causes of laziness. Sometimes you have to go deeper into the person's life incidents to know why he is lazy. It's very easy to say, get over laziness, but how? How do you make your butts get up from the sofa and move? What is that motivation or the reward we can give someone to really get up and move, because some people have their feet deep in the mud. So here we go. First of all, we have to do some soul searching, which is also called introspection. We have to listen to our own voices talking to us. For example, I will say, I just can't be on a diet. Let's take a simple example of a diet, because all of us have that sometime in our life, the issue of diet. Oh, I just can't be on a diet. I fear I'll not succeed. You have a fixed mindset. If I diet, I'll get dizzy. I will get tired. My face will get all wrinkled. Oh no, I'm going to just eat and be healthy. You look in the mirror the next day and say, oh my God, I'm looking fat. And your inner voice says, who cares? I cannot follow dieting regime. Then you regret, I wish I had the willpower. I cannot resist sweets and cakes and ice creams. Maybe I will exercise and get thin. But I hate going to the gym. I'm a lazy bum. I'm so ashamed of being lazy. You've already put yourself down. You've already been in a negative mode. So anybody who's in a negative mode gets further unmotivated. Now, to make yourself really be on a diet or any such issue, you have to stop making excuses. You have to shut your inner negative voice. You have to listen to your moods and feelings and emotions. What is eating you up? And the reason you can't stop eating. First, look at what is eating you up. वो तुम्हारे अंदर क्या दीमक लग गई है जिससे आप उसको फेस नहीं कर सकते. Listen to your moods. What appears to others that you are lazy may be some psychological problem, some trauma in your life, maybe some depression, or you're taking some medication and you are drowsy or you're sleepy. That's not laziness. You have to forgive yourself if you are in some kind of bodily disease and you have to take medication and you can't get up and do a lot, or if you have some psychological problem, or you're in a stage of grieving. But what we are talking of laziness here is basically if you're all well and you still are not motivated to get up and do the things you should be doing. Also, laziness leads to procrastination, which leads to assignments not done. I'll do it tomorrow. Padi rahe, and the things pile up on your desk and you fall off the disciplined daily routine. You start to feel bad. Your self-image gets worse. You go low and you hate yourself and you curse yourself and you beat yourself up. And then what have you done? You have made yourself sad by yourself. So you are the victim of yourself. And you have become lazy and more lazy. So now let us start with breaking the lazy vicious cycle. How to do it? Love yourself first. It's okay. I couldn't diet. I can do it now. Take baby steps. Make small goals that are achievable and pat yourself every time you do it. But sometimes we reward ourselves by saying, okay, today I will only 1 cup of coffee, and you reward yourself by eating a piece of chocolate. That's okay. At least you gave up the coffee. So be prepared to reward yourself and take baby steps. And then be prepared for setbacks. Someday you're so stressed out, you have some bad news in the morning, and you had your second or the third cup of coffee. It's okay. Today was a bad day. Tomorrow I'll go back on track. You all played the game of snakes and ladders, haven't you? So you know that you think you're climbing up your goal, and then you come down the snake, and then you climb up and you go. Eventually you will reach 100. Such is life. Get up and start again. Okay. Now, what more? Focus on your strengths and attributes instead of paying attention to your weaknesses. Don't be your own critic and pound yourself and beat yourself. Don't let the Satan in you, the tempter, the seducer, take over. And if other people give you negative remarks, have a face of self-confidence that you can do it. If not today, maybe tomorrow. And don't let them pull you down. You have to find supporters who can encourage your mission and who can motivate you. And they have to be a friend or a family member or maybe a guru or a clinical psychologist. They have to the art of motivating you. The key to overcoming laziness is to be motivated. Motivation will come if you are willing to come forward and admit that you are procrastinating and I must do something about it. First thing is admission. If you don't admit that you are in the wrong path, you will never return from that path. It is surely your call. I'm not going to use a big word. It's only your responsibility. You like it or not. You are dependent on yourself. No harshness. Love from others. Okay, you can do it, but the call is yours. Start by seeking some help from a friend or a teacher. They may help you prioritize your daily routine by setting boundaries, saying no thank you to some parties or work assignment. And what you need to do is create time for yourself. First thing first. If it cannot be first thing first, let it be the eighth thing eighth, because it's never mine. As long as in those 24 hours you made time for your goal. Gradually, good routine will make you feel good. You will accomplish more and you will be motivated to take the challenge. And whatever goal you set, if you are so busy being challenged and following it, then you have no energy for laziness. Good energy has already taken up as you have become happier and active. So where is laziness going to go? It has no place in your life. Just like we always take the example of clean water and no place for the bad water. Similarly, if you are happy and active, somehow, somewhere, the laziness will, you don't even have time to sit on the couch. And sometimes, if you're lazy, maybe a symptom of some physical conditions, you have to address the issue with the doctor. We are not going to get into those serious issues, but you understand that you have to forgive yourself if you're not well and that is taking a lot of your psychic energy from you. Or some people may have attention deficit syndrome. Okay, I'm sure somebody will catch it and do something about it. You could be under a lot of stress, and I tell you, nowadays, stress is just so much around you that you're bound to be a victim of it. But you have to manage your stress. Don't compete and compare yourself with others. This really damages your self-defense, motivation, and positive vibes. Now, not last but the least, be vigilant of your sleep pattern. Don't let work, parties, late night movies, etc. make you stay up till midnight. Remember, 7 to 8 hours sleep, and only then you will keep up with the next day's routine. They say laziness is nothing more than a habit of resting before you get tired. So you're not even tired, but you're resting already. That's laziness. It is nice to laze during summer vacation, restore, relax, respite, but it cannot last forever. Allow yourself to be lazy someday, maybe on a Sunday, which is today after 12 o'clock. Okay. Point, you have to pack up your holiday bags, reset the alarm, and get ready to go to work and follow the disciplined routine. So it has to be done. So procrastination is one of the big reason for being lazy. And I close my thoughts with a little poem on procrastination. Tell me, why should I bake a pie? I could go to the store and buy. Don't feel like it. Oh me, oh my, I whine and cry, I whine and cry. I'll do it tomorrow, I say. It just might be a perfect day. I won't be dealing in foray. No, not for today, not for today. Oh, I've got dust bunnies grow under my bed. I'll simply straighten my bedspread. Oh, those dust bunnies need to be fed. That's what I said. That's what I said. But all those cobwebs, who cares? Silken threads are my spider's wares. Look at how Mother Nature shares their spider's hair, their spider's hairs. This poem I put off writing because I had a skeevy sighting. It was terribly frightening. Bed bugs biting, bed bugs biting. Procrastination is not good. I don't do the things that I should and don't do the things I would. I know I could. I know I could. That's all I have to say for today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Urmil, and thank you, Karuna. Beautifully done.